Good morning, everyone. Yay, morning surprise yin practice. It's not such a surprise because I warned you. But it is a nice change of pace. So I'm getting today's class to you a little bit early since I know we are following a half day and everyone is off at 2. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't have an awesome yin class for Thanksgiving. So today's class is going to be focused on digestion and helping us to work towards elimination. I really recommend that you bring some props around. Make sure as we start to get into our asanas today that if it's a single leg move, you're always focusing on using the right leg before you use the left leg. And it's going to look like I'm doing everything opposite from you today because I want to make sure I feel good, and this is actually my right leg and my left leg and my right hand man, Uncle Buck. Okay, so we are going to get started at 8:15, which is now in 4 minutes. And today's class is going to start in child's pose with an inward fist. Now, if you don't want to bring your fist to your belly, but you do feel like you need a little bit extra stimulation, you can bring some sort of heating element. If you don't have a heating pad, but you have a sock and you have some rice, you can gently warm up some rice in a sock and then place that on your lower belly below the belly button, and that can really start to help to bring some relief. Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple sips of water. I encourage you to do the same. You can have some water nearby. We won't have a specific water break, but if you find you need some, always do what honors your body today. However, make sure you're not coming out of a posture to reach for water just because things are getting challenging. Work to take those breaks as you need them between postures. Good morning, Uncle Buck. Good morning, Uncle Buck. Remember we did go outside before? Do you remember? I remember. It was about an hour ago. No, it was more than that. It was more than that, but you can hold it in, my buddy. Because it's just the two of us and I'm about to teach this class, okay? Yeah. Yes. Maybe you'll just listen and you'll be ready for your elimination and that. Great. Hi, buddy. Uncle Buck, I'm working. One more minute till we get started in that inward fist child's pose. Just gonna grind a little bit of coffee for after class. Uncle Buck, I have nothing for you. You're so silly. What do you think's going to happen with that? Yes, I do love you. I do love you the most. All right. It's 8:15, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to get started with this, thank you for sitting down, this child's pose with an inward fist. Oh, I forgot to prep the bird. Sorry, Fred. Listen, kids, I know that the time is different today, but it's yoga time, and I need everyone to chill out. All right, so coming down to your mat, your choice if you want to open those knees a little bit wider or keep your knees together. I'm going to bring a pillow into play because I know that by not having my hands on the floor and having my head all the way to the floor, that it starts to put a lot of drain into your brain in a way that I don't think feels really awesome. But maybe you do think it feels awesome. So option for you. Okay, so make a nice little fist, same way you would if you were giving someone the Heimlich, and press that below your belly button. And then go ahead, come on down if you're not already there. And just start to breathe into your child's pose. You might find having two hands is a little bit too much. You can always just have one. Just do what feels right. Maybe your belly happens to feel so tight that you don't want any hands in that child's pose, especially if your knees are together. Find what feels good. We're going to spend 4 more minutes right here just warming up. I'll bring my fist back. That felt nice. Start checking in on your breath. I know it's really challenging, especially if your belly is feeling tight, if you're not feeling 100%, to send that breath all the way down to the very bottom of your diaphragm. But make a conscious effort right now to really slow things down. Take the time to feel your breath. Notice how it expands the back side of your body on your inhale. And how things start to collapse or come together on your exhale. Work to elongate the space between your breath in addition to the breath itself. And besides the natural movement of the body, of the back lifting and falling on your inhale and exhale, work to eliminate any other movements that you're creating. So try not to wiggle your fingers or toes, bringing the rest of your body and your mind into the present, into complete stillness within this moment. Start to notice where you're harboring any tension that you don't necessarily need. What thoughts or feelings can you let go right now? Just be here with your breath, with this stretch, with this stimulation of your belly. Remember that if your eyes are moving, your mind is moving. So either find that one spot to softly gaze your eyes or close them. We have 1 minute left right here. one more big breath in your child's pose. And as you're ready, gently lift your hips off of your heels. Ooh. Maybe take a moment, shake it out, and a little bit of cat-cow. And then we're going to turn over onto our backs. I recommend having a prop nearby because we are going to go for a supported bridge pose. And if the idea of some pressure in your lower back just sounds simply amazing, which it does to me right now, for this next wind removing pose, you can also be up on a prop. Hello, couch. All right, so if you are using a prop, you want it to be all the way at your lower back, at the bottom of your tail, basically, so that your glutes can hang off. And we have a couple different ways to intensify the stretch, especially if you decided to come lifted. There we go, buddy. All right, so we're going to start with that right leg for wind removing and draw that knee in towards your chest. And you can hang out right here with that left foot on the floor. Or you can extend that leg out, work to straighten your leg, creating a little bit more pressure in that back. Just also a little bit more opening. So find what feels good for you, because we've got a total of 3 minutes right here. We're already in it. Work to find that stretch in which you can continue with your stillness. So maybe you need to grab hold of your leg behind the knee. Maybe you decided, I'm going to go get my strap. And that's fine. Get whatever you need so you can feel a little bit of stimulation of that belly. And relax everything else. Back of the head on the floor, as much of your neck on the mat as possible. One more minute right here, back to your breath. Continuing those total body scans and asking yourself how or where can you relax a little bit more. So while we are working towards the stillness, taking these longer stretches to work into our fascia, ligaments, tissues, skin, bones even. It's very normal for your body to tremble or twitch. And that's totally okay. Congratulations. Congratulations, in fact, I say. What we're looking to avoid are the voluntary movements. Change. Go ahead, take your time, relax and release that right leg down. Find some stability of the sole, the foot and the floor, and then draw your left knee up towards your chest. Find a comfortable hold of that leg. You can either keep your right foot on the floor. Remember, you can have that lower back on the floor. You don't have to be supported. If you are supported and it sounds like a great idea to get more of a stretch of that right leg as well, go ahead, extend it out. Come into your stretch once again. Find some stillness. Find a place where you can be supported. Really focusing on the stimulation of your belly here, of what's happening with your left leg,
and finding the extra stretch into your right hip and whatnot as just a little something extra. Make sure you didn't come into a stretch that is so deep that you cannot breathe. Because breath is going to be number one in everything, but also so good in just helping to stimulate that elimination is those big full belly breaths. And also making sure you're staying hydrated. Great job. 1 minute left right here. Do that total body scan. Even thinking of it, I realized my shoulders were rounding up. What can you relax a little bit more here for 1 more minute? Two more slow breaths right here. If you extended that right leg out, wiggle or walk it in, find it's grounding on the mat. Relax and release your left foot down next to it. If you are not already lifted in your lower back, go ahead, find a prop. Press the soles of the feet into the floor, lift your hips up, insert that block, your towel, your pillow, your cushion, whatever you have for just a little bit of a supported bridge pose right here. Let those glutes hang off the sides. Oh, I gotta go back. Scared me. Come into your stillness. If you want that extra stretch, again, you can come into full pontoon. Send those legs all the way out in front of you. Oof. We're going to take 3 more minutes right here. Oh, I love you so much. Uncle Buck, I want to pet you, but I'm supposed to be enjoying stillness. Do you want to just relax right next to me? No. If you've come into full pontoon, you're really enjoying a big stretch on that belly as well. If you're practicing this class after eating, you might even already start to notice some gurgling, some moving, some stimulation within your belly. Just keep breathing through the stillness. This time enjoying the sensation of inhale, belly rising, feeling your breath all the way down to the very bottom of your diaphragm, as deep in your belly as you can send it, and taking an extra moment with your lungs full at the top And a long, slow exhale. Enjoying that slight depression of your belly at the bottom. If you have come into any part of this posture where as we continue on, you are feeling pain, it is okay to take a step back. But if you're simply feeling discomfort, if you're feeling the stretch, can you continue to breathe through the tense moments, to just be aware of the sensation of your desire for flight or fight? You've got 3 breaths left right here. Awesome. When you finish that next exhale, if you went for full pontoon, gently start to walk those feet in. And if you're hanging out in your supported bridge pose, press the soles of the feet into the floor. Lift your glutes up, lift your hips up, remove the prop from under you, and slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Once you get there, roll over onto your side. Take a moment right here. Oh, come back in a fetal position. Take 2 more breaths right here, enjoying any sort of belly sensation, digestion, feelings that you are enjoying right now. And then slowly, gently press yourself up. Come up to a seated position. Great. Next up, we're going to go for stump. Stump with a twist. Okay, so kick your legs out in front of you, and you might even want to walk your glutes back just a little bit, because not like we're really going for quite a forward hinge, but you want to enjoy a nice flat back. So sometimes when we first sit down, we have this big rounding in our back because everything is so far forward, and just placing your hands on the mat and taking a little walk back of those glutes, or maybe even reaching back with your hands to get them out from under you, can help you enjoy that forward hinge so that your back continues to feel good. There's no crying right now in yoga, Uncle Buck, I should hope. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start with our right leg once again. You're gonna walk that leg in. If you need to, you can bring your left leg out to the side of the mat just a little bit for upright stump. I will turn sideways so you can see a little bit more of what's happening here. You can hold on to your knee to pull it in towards your chest, or if it feels good, bringing your elbow into the crook of your hands. Let's enjoy 2 more minutes right here. I'm gonna walk that leg back in. I'm gonna lift through the chest as much as possible. Remember, find that spot to relax your eyes, to relax your mind. If your eyes are moving around the room, your mind is moving as well. So really focus on your breath and your stillness right here, right now. Similar to wind removing, this is upright stump. We're also going to be doing half frog today. So lots of just postures where we're bending one knee and bringing it a little bit closer, finding that stimulation on our belly. Always, again, just make sure that you're doing that right leg first.
one more minute right here. From here, we're going to work into a gentle twist. Instead of crossing your right leg over your left, just bring your right leg next to your left. Hello, Uncle Buck. You've got about 20 more minutes before we go outside. Okay, great. Then you're going to go ahead and bring your right hand behind you. You can take your left hand on your right knee to just work to find a gentle twist right here. Before you fully twist it out, make sure that you're stretching up through the crown of your head, finding that lift, and then coming into your twist. Uncle Buck, you're adorably needy. I'm sorry. You've got 1 minute left right here. Yes, I do love you. Take 2 more breaths. And change. Slowly, gently release your twist. Send your right leg out to meet with your left. Bob your knees, windshield wipe your feet, shake it out. We're going to go ahead and do our stump with the left leg. So if you need to, you can always bring your right leg out slightly. We're going to walk that left leg in as much as possible. Option to use the crook of your elbow. Release that left glute back down on the mat though. Hi, doggy. The best that you can. Just once again finding some stimulation of your thigh towards your belly. Coming into your stillness, 2 minutes right here. Go ahead and walk that left leg in closer to your right. Bring your left hand behind you. Press the pads of your fingers, maybe even the palm of your hand into the floor. Find that upright lift. Come into a gentle twist. Just about 2 minutes right here. Do that total body scan, relaxing whatever you can from the tippy top of your head down through your hips, all the way through your toes. 1 minute left. Great work. Take your time, slowly, gently untwist. All right, we're coming into some slightly deeper stretches here at the end. So next up, I'm going to ask you to do a squat. If you know that squatting is not for you, you can always come into a wide leg stump, bringing those heels as close towards the center of your body as you can. But I also want you to think about the idea that you could come into a squat and use a prop underneath of you to work to get those heels towards the floor. But being in this squatting position is really going to help prepare you for that elimination. Yeah. I'm going to use a prop because this is yin, and we can use props. Ooh, my ankle is tight this early in the morning. Oh my. It's okay if the heels don't quite touch the floor. We've got 2 full minutes right here. You know what? I am going to bring my prep up. So remember, we're working towards that stillness, but we're avoiding, pain. Those of you who've been playing along know that I sprained my ankle, so this is feeling tight. Remember, you do have that option if you found that this is just not working for you, to sit on the floor and just draw both legs in and be in a dangle. Sorry, not in a dangle, in a wide leg stump. If you don't already have one, a squatty potty is a great option at home to help you get into this position on an everyday basis to help ease your elimination. Pretty much having any sort of a stool for you to lift up your legs and come into a squat position is going to help. Major props to everyone who is enjoying this squat without a prop underneath of them. Remember, every day is different. Your body is different every single day. It's different throughout different times of the day. So maybe early in the morning, you're not able to get your squat on. But if you try again later, it might be possible, or the opposite. Great work, everyone. Take 2 more breaths, and then we're going to bring our weight forward, send hips up towards the ceiling, and come into a dango. Make sure you keep that generous bend of your knees so your belly can be on your thighs. You can walk your feet in a little bit closer. But remember, we're trying to avoid having straight legs and rounding forward and no support is so much pressure on the back. So we don't want to be here, even if you have your hands on a
prop, that's still a lot of pressure on that back. So bend those knees and work to bring your belly to your thighs. If your hands are still far from the floor, you can absolutely place your hands on a prop for support. I like the feeling of placing my hands on this prop right now because applying a little bit of pressure with my hands is helping to open up my back. Work to keep the weight towards your heels here. The balls of the feet should still be down, but if it's possible, you know, you can find some movement of your toes. Stay here in this stillness. We'll take one more minute of stillness, and then we'll bring a little bit of stretching movement into this dangle. So keep relaxing that belly on your thighs. You can always bend your knees more. You can shift those hips towards the back of the room. Okay, don't tell the yin police, but we're gonna find a little movement right here. So feel free to bend one knee and then the other, just starting to find a little bit more of a stretch in your hips. Shaking your head, yes or no, left or right, up and down. Maybe you want to crouch all the way down onto your toes. Maybe you want to send your hips back up towards the ceiling. Just find what feels good. We've got about 30 more seconds here. Still in this inversion with our heads down towards the floor. It's getting bright in here. It's getting bright in here. Get out the last of those kinks. All right, and then forward fold, place your hands on the floor and keep your prop nearby. We're gonna come all the way back down. Oh my God, that is so bright. I'm gonna come below it. All right, and come onto our bellies, and next up we're gonna go for half frog. Half frog, you're welcome. We're not going for full frog because I'm not a mean person. Once again, if you have that like hot rice bag, you might want to put that under your belly right now. We're going to take that right leg and lift it up to make a 90-degree angle with our thigh, with our shin and our ankle. And you can make a nice little pillow with your hands and place your head down on the pillow. And you have that option to even go for that inward fist once again to help to stimulate your belly right here. Really work to take the tension out of your glutes and your back here. Finding some space and opening. Ooh. That was a loud belly gurgle on my end. feel like this is a practice that you can only do if you feel like your belly is upset? Don't you think we could all use a little bit of belly ease? I sure do. We'll spend one more minute right here and then we'll get the other leg, half frog. Take your time and slowly change. Bring your right leg back to meet with your left. And then draw that left leg up. Find that 90-degree angle, the inner thigh down on the floor, the best that you can with the body you have today. And then making that 90-degree angle with your ankle as well. Did one side feel easier than the other? Just something to take note of as we spend 2 minutes right here. Do that total body scan from head to toe and notice where you might be holding your tension. Can you relax and release anything in or on your head and face, in your shoulders? Are you squeezing your back or your glutes? Relax your eyes, relax your mind, relax your body. Okay, take your time, slowly, gently bring that left leg back to meet with the right. We're going to roll over onto our backs. We're going to come into reclined bound angle. Feel free to bring some props with you for reclined bound angle. If you know that it's challenging for your knees to touch down to the floor, you can always place some props underneath of your knees. If you want to get a little bit more of a stretch in that mid-back, if you're feeling tight in the back and shoulders, you can even place a prop between those shoulder blades. Then I wind up needing another prop behind my head. It's a big production. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Come into whatever version of reclined bound angle. I don't want you. Sounded good to you or feels right for your body, where you can find a stretch that you're still aware of. So if you're enjoying mostly reclined bound angle, you're finding that stretch of your hip flexors. And if you also decided to put a prop behind your back, just under the shoulder blades, or honestly wherever feels good, for just a little bit of pressure, a little self-myofascial release, shall we? Also, just one more opportunity to find this stretch on your belly. Sink into the mat the best that you can. This is our last active / passive active posture of the day besides savasana. So take this time to come back into your breath. Does it feel easier to take some big long breaths now towards the end of practice than it did when we first started? Remember that staying active, staying hydrated, even just finding some gentle movement can help to increase the rest of our body's movements. It's very typical, especially if you are feeling constipated or having some belly trouble, to start to feel some back pain as well. So just be kind to yourself. You would be surprised how helpful finding abdominal engagement, some gentle ab work can be to relax and release your back and just keep the flow. So just keep breathing, keep drinking that water, keep doing the best that you can with the body that you have today. Awesome. If you decided to go for the support of your back, take your time, gently roll over, remove any props that you're using, and we'll come into a final savasana right here. If you are still feeling a lot of tightness and tension in your belly, think about bringing some heated element to help on your stomach, even rolling over onto your belly, to take savasana on your belly, to enjoy some extra stretches of your neck with your head in one direction and the other. And remember, if you don't have a heating pad, simply filling up a sock with some rice. Don't warm it for too long. Check on it depending on your microwave strength after 30 seconds. And then placing that on your lower belly and laying on your belly or coming back into child's pose. Even a nice warm bath. Take the time to take care of yourself. I encourage you to stay here in this final savasana for as long as you possibly can today. Can you give yourself 1 more minute? Can you give yourself 5 more minutes? Just to encourage you to stay down here, we'll close class in savasana. So just take this moment to think about why you came to the mat today. Be proud of yourself for making this time for your mental and physical space. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I've said or we did, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, continue to think good thoughts, speak good words, do good deeds, and, of course, eat good foods. Always nourishing yourself from the inside so you can share your amazing energy on the outside. Take a moment, bring those hands palms together, and bring your thumbs to your third eye, your drishti. May the light from my inner soul see the light in yours. Thank you so much for coming today. Namaste.